is Women Empowerment Talk Radio, and I'm your host, Carmelle Bias. We are in the studio once again on a beautiful day here in Seattle, Washington. Welcome to all of you to the show once again. We are so glad to be here. And as I normally do, I want to go ahead and introduce our guest this afternoon. We have for our 5-minute spotlight, Miss Zuriel Howard, CEO and founder of Heavy Duty Janitorial Cleaning Services. Also, too, our special guest for the afternoon that we're going to be speaking with is Miss Zuriel Gibson, CEO and founder of the Gibson Lupus Art and Zuriel Gibson Incorporated. Thank you, ladies, for being a part of the show this afternoon.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yes, glad to have you both on the show this afternoon. Before we jump into our interview, what I'd like to do is go ahead and give a couple of announcements. Women in Business Expo Group. We are excited, y'all. Glad to be back once again. You know, we have completed workshops number 1 through 3 with the Echo Glen Youth Detention Center. Things have been amazing. I mean, what a wonderful opportunity it's been to serve those kids there at the Echo Glen Youth Detention Center, you know, just providing them with the resource and support it is that they need, you know, hopefully to be able to make that transition when it comes to choosing a different career path. So Women in Business Expo Group, we have been doing the work. Workshops number 1 through 3 are complete. We are working on workshop number 4, which is coming up very soon. And we are looking for guest speakers. So if those of you that are out there that are interested in providing that resource and support for young people, definitely reach out to us. Let us know. We would love to have you be a part of workshop number 4. That's our community resource workshop, y'all. Okay, so we need the community to come together. Let's work together to be able to support these young people. So again, if you are interested in being a guest speaker, you know, a panelist, or just showing your support to some young people, definitely let us know. You can contact us, Women in Business Expo Group at yahoo.com. You know, it's a great opportunity to connect again with some young people. Show your support, you know, be that resource. You know, we're going to bridge that gap for young people that are interested in entrepreneurship. So we definitely want to continue, you know, to do the work there in that area. Also, too, want to let you know, Women in Business Expo Group, we've completed the website. We are excited for that also, too. So those entrepreneurs that are out there that want a place to put your products and services, come on out, join us. You can take a look at the website. www.wibeg.biz is the website for more information and details. You can definitely check that out there. Post your products and services on the site. You know, let's get to selling, y'all, okay? We definitely want to make that money this year, make things happen and turn things around. You know, let's make that change, y'all. Definitely. So for those of you, again, that are interested in learning more about the Women in Business Expo Group, you can visit our website, www.wibeg.biz, for more information and details. All right, y'all. Now what we'll do is go ahead and let's start off with our 5-minute spotlight. This afternoon, we have CEO and founder of Heavy Duty Janitorial Cleaning Service, Miss Zuriel Howard. Again, Zuriel, I want to thank you for being part of the show here. Why don't you go ahead and let our listeners know a little bit about the work it is that you're doing with Heavy Duty Janitorial Cleaning Service?
Thank you very much. Well, it's a company I started about a year ago in 2021. And primarily my goal is to create jobs for my community and primarily providing a space where employees can come who may have hard time searching for employment, and also being able to obtain skills, but also bring skills that they may have. Right now, I'm seeking employees to work in the evening in different type of environments. I do work in industrial environments, commercial buildings, offices, and salons, but also I'm looking for bodies to work so I can recruit as well. I pretty much have a list of places where word of mouth. I do a lot of my business from word of mouth. So I have some prospects where I would like to reach out to, but I definitely need employees to, do the work as well. So I'm just looking to build a environment where the people can get a job where it's a warm environment and we're also growing together. Like I said, I'm really big on entrepreneurship, bringing something to the table. We all can, bring some key component to grow the business. It is a cleaning service, so it is a big industry, and you can do a lot of things. Just to give an example, like I have some employees where they're interested in, buffing floors. So, instead of a company going and contracting out to get someone to do the floor care and clean, then they can come to heavy duty janitorial service. So it's really all about, like I said, building, creating and elevating the whole dynamics of the company. And I'm really excited. And that's kind of like where I'm at. Yeah.
Good. Sounds great. Why don't you just real quickly, Miss Jewel, go ahead and let our listeners know, for those it is that may be looking for employment, someone who's looking for employment, what does the person need to do to contact you?
Well, they can actually contact me through my telephone number, which is 206-488-5566. You can reach me directly and we can have a conversation, or you can go directly and send me a message through my email, which is Jewel at Heavy Duty Janitorial Service. So either way, you can contact me. I do have someone working for me on my webpage. So there is a webpage as well through social media, Facebook primarily. And then also if you Google me, you can find me on Google Maps. So there's a few places that you can reach me, but really direct. I'm really a people person, so you can contact me directly and we can have that conversation. But I'm definitely accepting resumes, applications, and want to hear what skills people have to bring to the table so we can make this go.
Yes. Just real quickly, Jewel, why don't you go ahead and give that phone number again for those of you out there that want to contact Miss Jewel and looking for employment? Go ahead and give them that phone number real quick.
My phone number, 206-488-5566. And I will say I'm looking for candidates who are, 18 and over and able to lift 10 to 15 pounds and really dependable, punctual, and reliable, ready to follow directions, whether supervised or unsupervised, and pay attention to detail. It's really easy work and it's a reward to do it, so looking for those who really want to work as well. Yeah. And looking for, and I, like I said, I want to create an environment where people want to come to, you know what I'm saying? So I am, so it's all about creating what I want in a company. I'm really in the, wanted to be in this position so I can create opportunities for others. I come from a background where I, had a job since 13 years old, and, I just want to do something purposeful. So,
Well, I want to thank you again, Miss Jewel, for your time this afternoon and being our 5-minute spotlight here on Women Empowerment Talk Radio. And again, like I said, for those of you that are interested, definitely take a look. Heavy Duty Janitorial Cleaning Services here located in Seattle, Washington. You can find Miss Jewel online for sure, y'all. Okay, let's go ahead now and introduce our guest for the afternoon, Miss Zuriel Gibson. Miss Zurel, how are you doing this afternoon?
I am pretty good. How are you doing?
Good. Glad to have you on the show with us this afternoon. Well, go ahead and let the people know, where are you calling in from?
I am calling from Houston, Texas.
All right, y'all.
H-Town, that's where we do the best things.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. Yes, well, let's go ahead and jump right into your interview. Miss Zurel, I've read your bio and, we met through a mutual friend. You've done some amazing work here. So, we're wrapping up our month of being a healthy business owner. So, we're focusing this month about health and what it takes really to be that healthy business owner, and to be a whole healthy business owner. Okay.
Exactly.
So why don't you go ahead, let our listeners know a little bit about yourself. Go ahead.
Well, I am a lupus coach. I am the CEO and founder of Gibson Lupus Art. I'm a lupus survivor, and I have a testimony and a story behind what I've gone through and what I'm going through and what will most likely happen in the future. You never know what can happen in the future, but I am that one who will stand up and fight for my right to live as well as fight for others. So, I put myself out there in that arena to advocate and help other people who've been newly diagnosed or have been going through and just trying to get through the roller coaster of life, period. So I am a certified life coach, and I just enjoy helping other people.
Yes, yes. Well, I did pick that up from reading your bio and the information that was sent over. And one thing it is that stood out to me was that I noticed in the information that was sent over that you have a passion or past, I would say, for modeling. So let our listeners know, what was the encouragement behind you making the transition from model to business owner? How did that?
Well, I never stopped being a model. So I still love to, dress up and take pictures. And, I know a lot of designers and things like that. So they call me every now and then and be like, hey, can you do this? So I truly, truly, truly love modeling. It's something I've been doing. My mom got us into when we were really young, me and my sister and my cousin, or cousin sister, however you say, you know how we grew up like that, right? But she's a camera person, she was like, I have beautiful girls. So she would dress us up and take us all around Houston and take pictures. And I loved it, and she used to always call me the China doll. And she was like, you have to go into modeling. And, I picked it up and did it for like 15 years locally because it was something that I truly enjoyed as an individual. Everybody needs that out. Modeling was my out, because I was so effortlessly, I just had to do it, and plus I get the opportunity to teach people as well. It's still till today from time to time, which I really enjoy as well, but it's a pastime. So with doing that as my pastime, it switched me over with the struggles that I go through with lupus and being on this side of the fence, because there was one point where they were telling me, you're doing great. Your body's under control. We don't even see lupus in your body anymore. You're absolutely beautiful. It's wonderful. Just live your life. And I'm doing great until one day I get sick again. Like, what the heck is going on? So with me going through what I was going through, knowing what I did to get to that point where they were telling me I did good and everything, to get to the point of being sick again. It's not what I did, it's the fact that, hey, everybody ages and your body changes. So you have to change what you do. So I transitioned in a way of telling people just started asking me questions because they knew I was the one that was out there actually living life the way that I was living and still saying, okay, lupus is not going to define me. So with that, I decided it was a push. Somebody pushed me to push me forward. And it was like, did you do this? So I started guiding people through different things, and whatever resource I had, I gave. It was like, have you tried this organization? Have you tried that organization? It's so many organizations out there doing something that don't get the recognition that they need, because all the big organizations with all this big money, not doing the everyday thing. Now they're looking for the cure, something that we need. It's the automatic. We already know we need it, but yet and still teach me how to live on a day-to-day basis so that I can be able to be here when the cure comes. How about that? So I was like, okay, well, here we are, teaching people step by step of, have you tried this? Because everyone's differently. Understand that I will never tell anybody that medication is not, that there's no need for medication. I just know medication is not meant to be long-term. And a lot of doctors are starting to understand and figure that out now too, that I even saw a video of doctors. They was like, well, if people just listen to us, because those little small things of change to how you eat, or change your exercise regimen, or change this, and it becomes a lot bigger than that side conversation. So I'm making that side conversation your main conversation, and knowing how to move forward to do your day-to-day living. Why you have lupus is how I got into all of this, because people kept asking me questions and I just kind of got pushed forward into it, but I never stopped modeling.
Exactly it, y'all. Okay. Why don't you go ahead and let our listeners know, for those it is, that may not know, what is lupus, and at what age were you then diagnosed? It sounds like. Kind of give us a brief summary.
I was diagnosed straight out of high school in 97. And that's dating me way back when, right? So, but I was diagnosed in 97, and lupus is an autoimmune disorder. Our immune system is built to protect us from all foreign bacteria that gets us sick and keeps us sick. So when you have lupus, your immune system is confused. So all the stuff that it's supposed to kill, it looks at all your healthy tissue as the bad stuff, so it tries to kill it. And so therefore it attacks all your healthy tissues, from your brain, your lungs, your kidneys, so on and so forth, your skin. There's different forms of lupus. There's even drug-induced lupus. So, I mean, oh my gosh, lupus just really tries to tear you down. When you first get diagnosed, a lot of people feel like it's the end of the world. I don't know what I'm going to do, but there is a way you can go about it where it's not the end of the world. You do not have to die. It hits everyone differently, but let me help you walk through some things that might be able to help you figure out your steps a little bit easier than having to be sick for like 3 to 6 months,
Yeah.
So yes.
Wow, definitely. For those listeners that are out there, that may have questions or concerns, why don't you go ahead and let our listeners know, how would one reach you, for more information, details, to be able to connect with you? What would one need to do?
You can call or text me at 832-856-0341 or ZurelGibson.com. You can reach me on all platforms, from coaching to speaking to even reaching out to the nonprofit organization on my platform, ZurelGibson.com. So, I mean, that's the best way to get in touch with me. And I'm on all the social media. So just DM me. I'm good with trying to respond to people.
Yes. Well, definitely, we want to make sure that we give that shout out to you and make sure our listeners know how to connect with you. For those of you that are just tuning in, you were listening to Rainier Avenue Radio World. This is Women Empowerment Talk Radio, and I'm your host, Carmelle Bias. We are in the studio this afternoon with our guest, Ms. Zuriel Gibson, CEO and founder of the Gibson Lupus ARC and Zurel Gibson Incorporated. So we are here just kind of discussing some health this afternoon, and kind of what it takes to be that healthy business owner. And again, we definitely want to, put that emphasis on the importance of being a whole healthy, business owner, especially during this time of the year, as the season starts to change and we start to transition, into just a new season, new year. Definitely that. Why don't you go ahead and let our listeners know? I mean, we were discussing, you being diagnosed with lupus. How has that changed your outlook on life? I mean, being diagnosed, that's got to be pretty traumatic, or devastating to be diagnosed with lupus. So let our listeners know, how has that transitioned your life?
It transitioned my life in a big way because I'm single and I didn't have a lot of support that understood what lupus was. It was either, hover over me because I can't do anything at all, or she looks fine, so just let her go out there and figure it out. So I didn't have the in between, which affected me a lot because no one ever tells you that the medication they put you on, your sleep pattern is off, which affects your brain, which affects your attitude, which affects your form of thinking, way of thinking, all of that. And I was going through all of that, what I felt like was by myself. Now, on this side of things, I didn't totally go through it by myself. I had family that tried to step up, but everyone has their own life to live. No one can't help other people live their life. So it took a big toll on me and figuring out who I am as an individual. One thing I've noticed with a lot of my clients is when you get sick, you realize who you really are. You know how they used to tell us, you graduate high school, you need to go and find yourself. Oh boy, if that ain't something to push you in that direction, you need to find yourself and find yourself quickly. Yeah. But the thing is, you can't do it quickly. It is a process. You have to be able to know that it's not the end of the world. You're not gonna figure it all out by tomorrow. And be patient with yourself. You're wanting other people to be patient with you, but you have to be patient with yourself, and learning how you were raised and how that affects your decisions. what your thought process is because of how you were raised, or not even just how you were raised, but maybe your environment around you. You never know. So becoming one with yourself, really understanding who you are as an individual, and know that it's okay regardless of what anyone says around you, and moving forward in that sense is an amazing thing. And I look at that, with having lupus, that ended up being a blessing, because I wouldn't have thought of that. I wouldn't have thought of that probably any other time or later in life, thinking that, oh, well, okay, this is the way life is, let's party. Now, I also tell people, it was a blessing and God allowed me to get sick, because I probably would have been too wild, but you never know. Everybody, I have one of those strict parents.
Sometimes in life, life can give you lemons and we turn it into lemonade. And that's, something it is that I always say, for us as entrepreneurs, is definitely, that's something it is. We have to take a tough, bad situation and turn it into something good, and
Right.
I believe that we do. Yes.
But we have to learn not to turn it into lemonade with substitute products. We have to get to the natural. We have been taught how to use substitute for everything, everything.
Yeah.
So when we learn how to use the natural, we learn how to step one foot in front of the other, be okay with the experience that you're having. Not saying they're all going to be good, and not saying they're all going to be bad, but be okay in the position that you're in to be able to move forward.
That's exactly it. Let our listeners know, Miss Zurel, is lupus, has that been something genetic for you in your family, or has there been a history there of lupus?
In my family, yes.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes it's not in every family. Sometimes it's only one person out of an entire family that gets diagnosed with lupus, or it shows itself. But in my family, yes. My mother actually passed from lupus in 2019. I have a grandmother, my father's mother, who passed from lupus when I was rather young. I had cousins that passed. My sister recently got diagnosed. So, I mean, it runs in my family.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So definitely we want to encourage those listeners, y'all, do your checkups, go see the doctor, definitely be checked out, do your due diligence,
Yes,
all
pay
about.
attention.
Yeah,
Right.
pay attention. That's it. And being a healthy business owner, being that, entrepreneur, it is that's whole, and that's what it is that we're talking about today. Mr. Rowe, why don't you go ahead? Let our listeners know too. I mean, I know that lupus definitely can be a health challenge, but as a business owner, and let's focus on that, is, what other barriers maybe it is have you experienced? That's one thing it is that I do like to talk about, because there's many things, obstacles out there that get in our way, as entrepreneurs there, so let our listeners know, maybe one barrier it is that you've experienced, while building your business. But how you
Not
overcome that.
so not being able to hold a regular 9 to 5 was my struggle. I had to work through temp agencies and things like that. They was like, "Well, you got it." Yes, I got it now, but if once my body shuts down, what do I do then? There's no way there's a job that's going to hold a bus spot for you for like 6 months until you get better so you can come back. So that was a struggle for me. And a lot of business owners are able to rely on what they make on their job, to be able to push them forward. So I, working sporadically here and there, I had to stay encouraged, knowing that I may not be able to move as fast as everyone else, but I'm still moving.
Yeah.
The doctors gave me a death sentence for 24. I made it to 44, about to be 45.
Yeah.
So the fact that I'm still standing is something that I'm like, look, whatever it is, I'll get to it in my time. The
Yeah.
time that I need to be in it, that I'm okay with that, and that I can help people along the way.
That's definitely it. Ms. Zurel, I want to thank you for your time this afternoon, for joining us here on Women Empowerment Talk Radio. And I want to thank you, listeners, for tuning in once again. This is Rainier Avenue Radio World, and I'm your host, Carmelle Bias, y'all. Until next time, take care.